Welcome children. So we have reached type 3 questions of Pythagoras theorem from our website examprep.world, and these questions include practical applications of Pythagoras theorem. So criteria C or D type, basically D type in IB MYP. So let us go ahead and start the questions. Let's see what kind of questions they can ask in the exam. Okay. So here we are with the first question. The longer side of a rectangle is 3 times the length of the shorter side. That means there is a rectangle. Let the shorter side be x. So the longer side is 3 times the length of shorter side, 3x, and the diagonal they say is 10. Do you see your right angle triangle? Yes, here is your right angle triangle. So x square plus 3x whole square is 10 square. We can find the value of x. So x square plus 3x whole square. Mind you, it is not 3x square, it is 3x whole square equals to 10 square, square of hypotenuse. So x square plus 9x square equals to 100, 10x square equals to 100, x square equals to 10, x equals to root of 10. So dimensions of the square is root 10 and 3 root 10. That's the answer for this question. Okay, you understood? Pause the video and do yourself, you will get it. Okay, let's do the next one. This video is going to be long. I have kept some little good amount of questions, almost all questions which are relevant. A rectangle having diagonals of 20, diagonal 20 has sides of in the ratio 2:1, perimeter and area of rectangle. Once again, similar question. Diagonal this time is 20 and ratio is 2:1. So this is 2x, this is x. The length is obviously longer. 2x is 2:1. Can we find x? We can. So straight away, x square plus 2x whole square equals to 20 square. 4x square plus x square, 5x square. 5x square equals to 400. X square equals to 80. X equals to root 80. So I won't simplify, leave it here. So our job will become easy. This is root 80. This is 2 root 80. Now first question was perimeter. Perimeter we have root 80, so this side also will be root 80 and this side also will be 2 root 80. 2 root 80, 2 root 80, 4 root 80, 4 root 80 plus another 2, so 6 root 80. So perimeter is 6 root 80. Okay. Now this can be written root 80. Now let us simplify this. Root 80 can be written as 16 times 5. 16 times 5, and 16 will come out of the root as 4. So it can be written as 4 root 5. So I can write 4 root 5, which is 6 times 4 root 5, which is 24 root 5. So perimeter is 24 root 5 in the most simplified roots. Area of rectangle, this dimension into this dimension. Root 80 times 2 root 80. Area is root 80 times 2 root 80. Now why didn't simplify roots? Because root 80 into root 80 becomes 80 and 80 times 2 is 60. So it is 160 centimeter square, and here it is 24 root 5 centimeters. Units are very important, children, when it comes to mathematics. If you don't write units, the examiner will take off 1 mark just for not writing the units, even though you were right doing the question. Okay, so I want you to pause the video and write this one. Okay, so once you have done, so let's go ahead with the next question. A rhombus. Rhombus is a square compressed from 2 sides. Okay, it looks like this. We call it diamond also. So here the diagonals are at 90 degrees. Rhombus has one property, the diagonals will always bisect at 90 degrees, as I have shown here. So side 6, 6, 6 and rhombus, all sides are equal. So 6 centimeter, one of the diagonal is 10 centimeters. Let us consider that A, B, C, D. This whole thing is 10. So diagonals also bisect each other. So this will be 5, this will be 5. Now other diagonal, we have to find this length, and these two lengths are equal. This length is equal and this length is equal to this one. Okay. So how can we find 6 square minus 5 square? You will get this part. I'll write O. OB equals to root of 6 square, hypotenuse square. Look at this right angle triangle. Hypotenuse is 6, 6 square minus 5 square. Root of 36 minus 25, which is root 11. So this side is how much? Root 11. So this is also root 11. Now what is the length of the other diagonal? 2 root 11. So answer is DB, which is the other diagonal, DB is 2 root 11. That's your answer. Easy, right? Applications are easy and little interesting because we are applying the Pythagoras theorem in real time. Now we are even going to go even more interesting questions to come. Let's see what's the next. To check, you know what is a set square? In your compass box, you have two triangle kind of instruments. Okay, one will be like this, the other one will be little longer. For your information, these set squares are used to create parallel lines, and both are basically 90 degrees. And the smaller one, because these two sides are equal, so this is 45 and this is 45. The longer set square, this is 60 degrees and the smaller angle is 30 degrees. This is universal across the world. Okay, for your information, suppose you have to create a 30-degree angle, take this longer set square, 30. Opposite side will be 60. Here, both are equal, that's why this 45, 45, 90. Now, in our case, Roger measured the sides. The two shorter sides were 8 and 11.5. 8 and 11.5. Two sides are unequal, so I am using the longer set square. Now, his doubt was whether this is 90 degrees or not. So, and the longest side is 14.04, 14.05. That means you have to check whether 8 square plus 11.5 square is 14.05. If this is true, then it is a 90 degrees. So we should check root of 8 square plus 14.008. 14.008. So it is little off by 90 degrees. It's not a right angle. So he needs to replace that set square. And he should also write a mail to the manufacturing company that your set squares are not 90 degrees. But what he has to do before, he has to see whether he measured it right. If these dimensions, his measurement was wrong, then it must be 90 degrees. Okay? Because it's a mathematical question and there is practical implication to it, I am discussing. Right? So let's go ahead and do the next one. Okay. Here they are talking of drain pipe. This is the pipe is running like this. We have to find the length of this pipe. So, okay, this is 3, this is 1.2. So this part is how much? 1.8 from here to here. 1.8 and this is 1.35. We can do, then this hypotenuse will be root of 1.8 square plus 1.35 square. Then we'll add 1, 2 and 3 parts. Right? So let us go ahead and calculate that distance. The angular one, root of 1.8 square plus 1.35 square gives us 2.25. So now length of drain pipe, it has 3 units. One is 1.2, 1.2. The second part is 2.25, we just calculated this. And the third part is 4.3. Let's add them. 5, 7, 7.75 meters is the final answer, the length of total drain pipe. So we used or Pythagoras theorem in this right angle triangle, where we had this side as 1.8, this part, this is 1.35, we got this as 2.25, and we added 1.2 was here, and we had another length of 4.3. So all the length was total 7.75 meters. Very easy. Okay, let's go ahead and see what is next. And then there are two runners set off from town A at the same time. One runs due east to town B. Somebody is running like this. This is A, he is running to B, and other is running to south, C. He is going, okay. And his speed is twice. They both arrive at the destination 2 hours later. Given that B and C are 50 kilometers apart. 50 kilometers. They both have ran for 2 hours, okay. 2 hours this fellow ran, 2 hours this fellow ran, because he is faster, this is longer. So our diagram should be corrected. AB is shorter and AB is shorter, because see, this guy is going fast, so he will travel longer distance. And this length is 50. This is a right angle triangle because this is east, this is south. Okay. We have to find average speed of each runner. So first we have to find this distance. Let this be x. This will be 2x because he is traveling double the speed, right? So he traveled 2x distance. So what is this x? So x square plus 2x whole square equals to 50 square. That means 2x whole square is 4x square. That means 5x square equals to 2500. X square equals to 500. X equals to root of 500, which is 10 root 5. 100 into 5 and 10 root 5. So we know that this length is 10 root 5 kilometers and this is 20 root 5, right? So we have to find the average. This distance we know 10 root 5 kilometers in 2 hours. So the first guy, speed of guy going to A, going to point B, or we will write A to B. Distance by time. Distance is how much? 10 root 5 divided by time, 1 hour, which is 10 root 5 kilometer per hour. You can calculate root 5 and multiply by 10 to get decimal values. .36 kilometer per hour. Okay. Now what about this guy? He is traveling twice. Oh, we have to correct it. This is 2. So this is 5 because they are traveling for 2 hours. So this will be 5 root 5 11.18 kilometer per hour. Okay, and speed of the guy who is going from A to C, distance traveled is 20 root 5, time taken is 2. The speed is double obviously, so you can straight away say double of this. So it is 11.18 into 2, 22.36 kilometer per hour. So we now know the speed of both the kids or the persons who were going towards east and south. Okay, little physics is here because speed is equal to distance by time. We are using that concept, and that I think in class grade 10 you should know. This is very basic science. Speed is equal to distance upon time, and we have used that thing here. Distance upon time, distance upon time. Okay, so pause and copy. Done. Let's do the next question. An equilateral triangle, very interesting question, has a length of 12 centimeters. You have to find the length of altitude. Okay. All sides are equal. So it is 12, 12, and we have to find this height. So this will bisect the 2 points. This will be 6, 6, right? So this is a right angle triangle. Hypotenuse is 12. Height equals to 12 square minus 6 square. 144 minus 36. Six root 3, which is 10.39. Centimeters. 10.39 centimeters. Okay, so we are using Pythagoras theorem to find this. Now I will, for your help, I will make it generalized thing. Okay, copy this. Now look at this one. Equilateral triangle, all sides are L, L, L. So this side is L upon 2, this is also L upon 2. Let us take this triangle, this is height. Height equals to root of L square minus L by 2 whole square. If you solve this, you will get root 3 by 2 L. So you can apply this formula also here. You already know 12. So 2 cancels 12 6 times, it is 6 root 3, isn't it? So if you remember this, the altitude of an equilateral triangle is root 3 by 2 times its side. Your job becomes easier. Okay. Remember this, it will help you in many questions across in your mathematics. Whenever there is something called equilateral triangle, you can directly fire this formula. Okay. Now let's see next. Should be again a question from equilateral triangle. An equilateral triangle has area. Now they have given area. Find the length of its side. Now I will show you the magic of the formula which I gave you previously. L, L, L. What is this height? We just now calculated that it was root 3 by 2 times L. Correct? Now we know the base, we know the height. So what is area? Area is half of base into height. So area becomes root 3 by 4 L square. Now if you know the formula for height and formula for area, within 2 minutes you can do this question. So we know that this thing, root 3 by 4 L square, they have given us 16 root 3. Okay, cancel of root 3. 4 goes there, becomes 64. L equals to 64, therefore L equals to 8. The side of the equilateral triangle was 8. Right? Very fast you can do if you know the formula. Otherwise, you go with the Pythagoras thing and do. Okay? Fine. So let's see what is next. The radius of Earth is about 6,400 kilometers. Determine the distance to horizon from a rocket which is 40 kilometers above the Earth's surface. My circle was not that good. Okay, this is our Earth. So here the radius is 6,400 kilometers. And the rocket is 40 kilometers above the surface. 40. The rocket is somewhere here at this point. 40 above 6,400. Okay. Now from horizon, how far he is? Now horizon means, look at this. This is the horizon. Now draw this line from here to here. A tangent is always perpendicular to the radius, right? So this is the distance which you have to find. And what is this? 6,400. And what is this? 6,440. The hypotenuse from here to here is 6,440. Can you find D? We have a right angle triangle. Hypotenuse is 6,440. One of the side is 6,400. So d will be equal to, the distance will be equal to root of 6440 square minus 6400 square. Calculate for yourself and see what is the answer. We have 716.65 kilometers from horizon. That's the distance from horizon. Okay, so it was easy question. So most of the questions are right angle triangle. Let's see if something else is there. So we have come to an end of these type of questions. Keep practicing from the workbook which I have given in the examprep.world. It will always help you. Thank you.